Hello guys, it's Rage, and today we're going to be reviewing one of my own games, versus Kiribeater. In this game we'll be reviewing attacking versus defensive play. Scout up 4-3 accepted lines. Let's get this started. The first Kiri starts with Scout up 4. My next move is Scout up 4. We are both trying to control the center of the board, and he plays Scout up 4 again, and now I play Scout up 3, the Scout up 4-3 attack. And now he plays a novelty. He takes my scout, and I recapture, and he plays Scout up 4. And now I go ahead and do the line that I planned to do, and use Stoicism. And here he decides to go ahead and Chastise. Let's see what happens. He also plays Foot Soldier up 4 to try and gain that space on the board. And here I decided to play a very bold move of charging. Because now that we scout traded a couple times, I'm able to charge into the battlefield, getting a double attack that way, and keeping even on the scouts. He decides to rebuild his wall, preventing me from weakening his corner champion, and he uses Stoicism on his front champion. This is a decent defensive move, and now I'm thinking of battle crying the Foot Soldier and chastising his champion. However, I don't do that, and I just battle cry out a halberd. Simply because I figured it's a waste to kill the Foot Soldier, and I might as well gain some material. So as you can see, this is a very aggressive versus defensive setup. And now here I decided to play Foot Soldier up 4, and you'll see the purpose of this move shortly. I thought this was a very nice move. So what happens is he decides to play Foot Soldier up 4 more, threatening to charge BC my champion. And the idea behind moving my Foot Soldier up is now that I can weaken his Foot Soldier to 200 HP. What this does basically is it makes it so if he charge BCs my champion or a halberd or something, I can just one-hit him right away. So he goes ahead and uses charge BC and he kills his Foot Soldier. Normally if I didn't weaken it to 200 HP, he would be able to get it in one shot. And now here's where the interesting line comes in. Here I decided to play an all-out aggressive move, and I decided to play halberd up 4. And the idea behind this move is to get a double attack with the halberd and the Foot Soldier. And you'll shortly see how this will go down. And I thought this was a very nice move, by the way. Here he decides to go ahead and play halberd up 2. And what this is doing, or halberd up 1, and what this is doing is he's trying to get into a more defensive position. But here it allows me to do a combo attack. And as you'll shortly see, this was my combo. I charged my halberd and killed his and used Stoicism. What this does is it allows me to get a double attack with my halberd and my Foot Soldier. So now my next move is going to be Foot Soldier up 4. And as you will shortly see, this is exactly what I planned and how I wanted it to happen. And now he plays champion up 4, killing my halberd and killing the Foot Soldier. Or killing my halberd, and I'm quick to use battle cry and kill his, or weaken his champion to 200 HP. Although my Foot Soldier dies right away, this is a very good position for me. And now it is my turn to defend after that large attack that I've just had. Now here he decides to play champion up 4, and as you see here, I decide to go ahead and put my champion as a part of the wall. Keep in mind my champion is 200 HP, so I don't really have to worry about that very much. And here he takes a little bit too long to think of his next move, so I gave him a truce so he could decline it and pause the game. It's a nice way to pause the game if you have to go AFK or something and you're with a friend. So he decides to decline the truce after a while, and this is what he plans. He plans to go ahead and just play champion up 4, but he was also thinking of playing scout up 4, and the reason behind this is to charge BC my champion. Which would be a decent move. I mean, he'd be up 2 champions, but I'd gain it back pretty easily, so he decided not to play that way, as I'm still up a whole halberd in this scenario, and I will easily exchange down champions since this is so far up. So he plays champion up 4, and I go ahead and use Chastis on his champion. And the idea behind this is next turn I'll have charge. Well, actually, I decided to end my turn, actually. I was going to use Chastis, and that would be a decent move, but I decided not to, just to have more defense when he does decide to attack. I figured that he's just going to use Stoicism anyways, so there's not really a big point in me playing like that. So he goes ahead and charges and uses Stoicism, and this is a critical point of the game. If I just try and close the wall, as you see, with the three-line defense diagonally, he will take my halberd and we will be even in material. So here I decided to Chastis as champion and threaten my halberd to go on the other side of the board. This is a winning scenario because I'm saving my halberd, and as you will shortly see, this is what happens in the game. I move my halberd out of range of his champion and I use Stoicism. He uses Battle Cry and Chastis to freeze my champion. So I have to use Stoicism on my champion so he doesn't weaken it. And now he tries to move back, and he is in big trouble, and he knows it now because I'm up a whole halberd, and if I can get that halberd back into the game, then it will be game over. So as you see, now I can easily just Battle Cry with the scout. I was thinking about charging and putting the halberd in range, but I figured Battle Cry would be an easier command to expose of, because I can still weaken a scout and threaten charge. Whereas if I use charge right away, he could play champion at 4, and after I weaken, I won't have any threats. So that was the idea behind that. So next he decides to play a scout up 2, and the reason behind this move is simply because he wants to keep his scout in range so I don't have any Chastis tricks. And that's a smart move. And now I'm getting my halberd back into the game. Unfortunately for him, he is not going to be able to counter in time, as you will shortly see. And I had a whole halberd up in material. He plays champion up 4, trying to get his champion up the board to charge BC out mine while I'm still on cooldown. And here I decided to break through his defensive walls and play scout up 4. Or scout up 6. And what this does is it's attacking his champion and his scout. And basically, it's almost about game over here. The reason why I say that is because he's not going to be able to get a counter in time. Now if he goes to take the scout with his scout, I can recapture with my halberd or my scout, and then I'll have enough turns to save myself. But here he decides to play a very bold move of champion up 4. He's trying to risk it all to try and get this win. He knows he's down in material, so he's trying to push forward to victory. So I weaken his champion to 400 HP with my scout and end my turn. He goes ahead and plays champion up 4. A very, very interesting move. And of course he uses Chastis. And he kills my other scout too. But here, as you see, this was the killer move that I had in stored for here. If he used Stoicism this time, I would just Chastis and then weaken him again with the halberd. And yeah, then after he Chastises my champion, I'd weaken him and then I'd use Stoicism. And that was the idea behind that. So if he played the other move, as I said, he would use Stoicism, then I would Chastis end my turn. He would use Chastis on my champion, then I would weaken him with the halberd and use Stoicism. And as you see, that's exactly what happens. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you.